Good Lord. Welcome to the Context Machine, episode 701. I am Bryan Chaffin, if I even have the wherewithal to express that.
I think you did an excellent job. I'm Jeff Gamet, and I want to point out this is a special episode because this is a one where we have broken the threshold beyond 700. So go us, and check us out.
Way to go for somehow redefining that you missed our milestone episode of episode 700. It took us 50 years to get there, too.
It did, and then I just blew you off. Yeah. Hey, everyone, we have a website, contextmachine.io. You can go and check out all the past shows, listen to your favorites over and over.
Right. Yeah. You can also use contextmachine.io to reach out to us. Or you can find us on Mastodon at Context Machine or on Blue Sky at contextmachine.bsky.social. And
hey, Bryan, exciting news. We are sponsored today by Framer.
I wonder if that's why we're recording. Because we're
recording because we love our listeners.
Yeah, oh, right. Right. We're going to tell you more about Framer later in this show. But before we get there, I feel like Jeff's going to prattle on about the Omni Group.
I think that's a safe bet. Okay, so the reason I'm going to prattle on, Bryan, is because first I know that you sit around and wonder all the time. I wonder what Omni Group is up to.
I actually do. I love those guys, and I it's not like a daily basis, but I do often wonder what the heck they're up to. So please share.
Well, I can. It turns out yesterday, as we record, I had a really nice chat with Ken over at Omni Group.
Mm-hmm.
Love you, Ken.
Yeah, no, and Ken's awesome.
Absolutely, that man can wear a hat.
Yes,
yeah, Ken looks awesome.
Wait, was he wearing a hat when you were talking to him?
Well, no, because he had headphones on and the hat would have gone in the way.
Okay.
Yeah, but with AI, he probably could have made it look like he was wearing his hat. So anyhow, what triggered this was, it's a new year, and every year Omni Group figures out, okay, here's what our goals are for our apps for this year. And the big thing last year was Omni Outliner, and we talked about that. And one of the big things that came out of that release was Omni Links, the thing that lets you have active links inside your Omni Outliner files that link to other parts of the same file, or specific points in different Omni Outliner files, or to other things like other documents or whatever. And it works across, like I give you the file, and it works for you too. And it's a super cool feature. So that is now coming to OmniGraffle 8. And for me, that's super cool because putting Omni links in an outliner file, and then being able to take that outliner file, open it in OmniGraffle, and then it looks like a mind map, and still have all the functionality of everything I put into the outliner file in this graphic representation of the outline. That to me is super cool. So the Omni links thing, this is going to be a theme. You're going to see this coming to everything, which is smart, because it's super powerful and it's going to work across everything. And the support for Apple Foundation models, the Apple Intelligence that we got in Omni Outliner, we're going to have that in full force in OmniGraffle as well. And I feel like I should mention the things that I've just told you are coming to OmniGraffle. They're coming to OmniFocus as well. So imagine having like all this stuff you're working on that can be totally intertwined between all of the Omni apps, and it all just fracking works.
Awesome.
And this is going to just totally drive up productivity, at least for me, with just being able to use Omni apps for so many things. And then on the OmniFocus side, got all these same things coming, but then another thing that they're adding, something people have been asking for a long time, a Kanban view of your whatever you have in Omni Outliner.
Okay.
Or, excuse me, in OmniFocus.
Hold on. This is the second time in 2 or 3 days when I've been exposed to the term Kanban. I don't know what it means. I haven't had time to look it up. So can we please do our usual bit where you explain to me what Kanban is, or where you explain to me what the thing is?
I can, and sure. And
it's Kanban, right?
Yeah, okay. And I'm probably mispronouncing it, but yes,
that's how I heard it pronounced, for what that's worth.
Okay, so in its simplest form, once you've got that, then you're set. Picture a bunch of columns, and each column has a different like stage in a project or category or whatever, and then all the things that you have, picture those on like little cards or Post-it notes, and you move them between all these different columns you have based on what their status is. So as an example, here's some inside baseball for everyone. You remember when we both worked at Mac Observer, and I
do remember
I set up. Oh, good. Well, do you remember how I used Trello and set up the whole thing so we could keep track of who's working on what?
Yeah.
You were using a Kanban board.
Oh,
that's what I set up.
Interesting. Okay, good. The more you know.
Yeah. So you were already a Kanban expert and you didn't even know it.
Yeah. Let's not oversell it.
Work with me here, man. Anyhow, so what has me super excited about that is that with this new view for OmniFocus, which is the task management tool that Omni Group makes, depending on what you're doing, you may be able to manage like personal projects or single person projects with Kanban boards just straight in OmniFocus. And of course, it depends on how you're using this. And I kept hammering Ken with questions about this specifically because I find it very compelling. Like for someone like me, I use Trello all the time to keep track of all the different client projects and what their status is. But then I also have tasks in OmniFocus for all of these projects so that nothing gets missed, all the deadlines show up where I need them. So I may be able to take everything that I'm doing with Trello for that and do it directly in OmniFocus, which means I can cut an entire tool out of that process, which will reduce the overall work that I'm having to do.
Right.
And potentially take out places where, like, if I'm really busy and forget to move a card somewhere in Trello, it's not going to be a problem because when I take care of the task in OmniFocus, when I'm looking at my Kanban board, it'll just automatically happen.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But at the same time, with everything that Omni has going on with Apple Foundation models and being able to hook in code, to do other things, I may be able to just write up a little code chunk that runs in OmniFocus and talks to Trello. And so I can have things happening in either place and automatically updating wherever it needs to go. So I'll have to play with that.
Cool.
Anyhow.
That's cool.
So
that's really cool.
Yeah. So what I'm seeing here is a lot of really cool, useful stuff coming down the line that I'm no doubt going to be playing with extensively, but that's because that's how I roll. There's another part of all this that I was quizzing Ken on because it matters to me. Because they've already talked about how OmniGraffle in version 8 is getting some interface refreshes because they're trying to make. See, I knew you were going to make that sound. Because they really are making universal apps at this point. So it doesn't matter if you're on Mac, if you're on iPad, or you're on iPhone, everything will work. So you're not going to be feature limited. I mean, there's places where there just simply are things that cannot be done because of the way the operating system functions. But for basically everything, you're going to be able to do the same thing on all the platforms. So how do you address that in a way where it's not like overwhelming to new users or overwhelming when you're trying to look at an interface, say on an iPad or on an iPhone versus what you have on a Mac? So they've come up with a way where you're going to have like discoverability happening as you're working with features, and so you won't see all the detailed information about a feature or tool when you select it, but as you're using the tool, the things you need will appear. You'll also have the option to just like show everything, and so like longtime users will probably just do that. But they're adding in a thing that to me is like really interesting, and will probably reduce the amount of mouse movements I'm doing on my Mac. So when you select a tool, you select an object, you're going to get that little pop-up thing that has some of the options for whatever that tool is right there where you are.
That's cool.
So yeah, so like right in the document as opposed to going to the tool palettes. And I like this idea. I think that's going to help improve some of my productivity as well. Okay, so one other thing, because I don't want to like overwhelm everyone, but I want everyone excited because I'm excited. The way that they're approaching their development process is Mac first, as opposed to what you see with development from some other companies where they start with iPhone or iPad and then take it to the Mac. When you start, say, on the iPad and then bring it to the Mac, that does take out some of the resistance you have in the development process on the developer side, because you've developed it and now you can open it on the Mac and it works. But the problem is you're probably hobbling your Mac app by doing that because you wrote it for the iPad platform first. So what Omni's doing is starting on the Mac so that they don't unintentionally hobble any of their apps. And then once they've got that, then they figure out, what do we need to do to make the interface work correctly when you get to the iPad or the iPhone? And to me, that's a much smarter way to do the development, because you're thinking about where you're starting with the most power in a device and then working your way down the line, so you're not hobbling yourself along the way. I wish more companies would take that approach. To me, it totally makes sense, and I want everyone to follow that lead.
Did you talk to him about agentic programming? I'm wondering if they're using it.
I did not ask him about that, but based on the way the conversation went, and I don't want to put any words in his mouth, I did not get the impression that they're using agentic programming. It came across to me that this is all people doing everything. I am firmly of the belief that
agentic programming is absolutely the way of the future.
I totally misunderstood what you said, and I apologize, because in my mind, I was thinking vibe coding.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. No. Vibe coders can use agentic programming, but it still currently takes a full stack developer to be able to actually wrangle a product, a platform, especially a complicated project or platform. And
so, okay.
Well, but that window, this is what the thing that I've been talking to with some people who program. They feel like full stack developers absolutely have an advantage when it comes to agentic programming. But that window is slamming shut. In 6 months, a year, maybe 2 years, vibe coders are going to be able to do what a full stack developer can do today.
Okay, so then the answer I gave you, I think, is wrong, because they are supporting Apple Foundation model, which I believe gives you the hooks to actually make agentic programming happen, because you're talking about the application can perform things other places on your behalf, right?
What I'm actually talking about is being able to have software agents do your coding for you, and so you set an agent to work on a particular task. That agent goes off and works on the task. Then you set another agent to work on another task, and that agent goes to work on the task. And then you have another, you can have multiple agents working for you on your programming, doing your programming for you. But so where the full stack developer still has the advantage is that it really requires a good prompt to be able to get a good result.
Okay.
And so vibe coding will work for simple projects, but for, anything as complicated as an Omni group application or, a web application, it's going to take someone who knows how to put the stuff together and can actually, check the output and I'm not a coder, so, and things.
And things. Okay, then the answer to your question is I don't know what they're doing, and I didn't ask. So
if I talk,
answer,
if I have a conversation with a coder in the future, and then certainly in the near future, I will be asking this.
Well, now I will too.
All right. And,
yeah. Okay. Well, there we go. Do you have other questions for me about what they're doing?
No. The Omni Group makes things for people who are capable of allowing themselves to be organized and productive, and that's not me. I love their stuff. I love their stuff. I love their approach. I love their people. I love their attitude. I love their I love their vibe. The old school definition of vibe. I don't really do the things that their applications would let me do, but I love and respect them. They're awesome people. And I forgot one other thing that's part of all of this, which for me kind of fits into the agentic part, but not in the way that you meant. I was thinking about app agents going out doing other things for you. Right. App intents that's supported through the whole thing. Okay, cool. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, man, stuff's going to change. Our lives are going to change, whether or not we want them to.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
And in the next, things are happening around. If you're listening to this podcast anywhere near when we recorded it on February 19th, 2026, things are happening around you. The change is coming, and some of that change will be for the worse. Some of that change will be for the best, and most of that change will just be change.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. As they say, we live in interesting times.
Yeah, unfortunately we do. So how about I tell you about Framer?
I would love that.
Well, Framer believes that a website should help you grow your business, not slow it down. If updates to your .com feel harder than they should, Framer is the shortcut you've been looking for. Framer is a website builder that turns .coms from a formality into a tool for growth, helping thousands of businesses from early stage startups to Fortune 500s build better websites faster. Framer is an enterprise solution with premium hosting, enterprise-grade security, and 99.9% uptime SLAs that give the world's leading brands like Perplexity, Miro, and Mixpanel the confidence they need to build their websites in Framer. Changes to your Framer site go live to the web in seconds with one click. Publish without help from engineering, helping your team reduce dependencies and reach escape velocity. So learn how you can get more out of your .com from a Framer specialist, or get started building for free today at framer.com/TCM for 30% off a Framer Pro annual plan. That's framer.com/TCM for 30% off. One more time. That's framer.com/TCM. Rules and restrictions may apply. And thank you very much, Framer, for sponsoring us.
Yes, thank you.
All right. I think that we have a couple of we have some catch-all things that we just wanted to briefly talk about.
Yes, a cornucopia.
Yeah, cornucopia. The first one is our friend Vern Geezer. No, Vern Seward.
Vern Seward. I love Vern, and I really miss him.
Yeah, he is such a good person. He has his blog at gogeezer.com, but that's GOGZR.com. It's a blog where, so Vern is all right, long-time listeners will remember, he's been on the show, hadn't he?
He was on the show back in when we were still part of Mac Observer.
Yeah,
long ago.
Yeah, like 15 years ago. Anyway, he is an incredible photographer, and he has been living an absolutely astounding life in the last few years. So go to gogeezer.com to check out his blog, subscribe to it so you get notifications when he posts a new entry. I think he just posted about being a grandpa, but he also posts photography and stories. It's good stuff.
Cool. And thank you for letting me know about his blog. Somehow I had missed it. So definitely subscribing now.
Awesome. And then topic number 2 was Apple's 50th. I swear I muted my devices. I swear I did.
Well,
anyway,
you very well have.
Apple's 50th birthday party is coming to the Computer History Museum where is that? Is it in Palo Alto? Mountain View. It's in Mountain View. Of course, it's in Mountain View. And it's March 28th. I got my ticket. Very happy about that. Neil Pan is going to be joining me there. Neil, the noted architect Pan.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's very cool.
Yeah, it's
tell him hi for me.
I will. I'm reading from their description. It's come get hands-on with vintage Apple computers from Retro Roadshow. Create Apple-themed party hats. Dance to 50 years of hits. Play Pin the Pod. Pin the iPod, and more. That's
very cool. I cannot wait to see the photos of you playing Pin the iPod.
That's fair. They did not book the Macworld All-Star Band. I don't know why.
Huh. They're missing out.
Yes,
but don't let that stop people from showing up.
Yeah, that's true. Tickets are $21.50 for adults. Seniors 65 and up are $16.50. Students are everyone else is $16.50. Kids 8 to 10 are $6.50, and everyone else, I guess, younger children are free. If you're going to bring your young children. So anyway, yeah, that's I'm looking forward to that event. I will report back, obviously, afterwards.
I cannot wait to hear your report.
I'm sure.
It sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it sounds like you've got some bated breath to prepare. And then you've got something blah, blah, something you need something.
Yeah. Okay. So, so just in case you haven't heard yet, when macOS 27 comes out, it will not have Rosetta 2 support. And
looking forward to my Mac being faster.
Yeah, well, that'd be really nice too. Yeah. So without Rosetta support, that means that the Intel apps that you might still be running, they won't work anymore. For a lot of people, that means nothing because they're not running any Intel apps. But you might be running some without knowing it. And that's where the problem comes in, because then you get burned. But the upside to that is that hopefully all those apps will give you an alert before that, because Apple is adding in a new thing in macOS 26.4 that gives you a dialogue when you launch an app that requires Rosetta, that it's not going to work with macOS 27. So at least for some of those things, you'll have an alert. But for some, I'm thinking it might get missed, and you can go into System Report and look at all of your apps, and then sort based on kind, and all the things you're running that require Rosetta, they'll show up in a group for you.
Yeah, but you were specifically looking for help with a particular app.
I am. We'll get to that. I wanted to take care of the PSA. I'm taking care of everyone before me on this one.
That's an interesting concept. Go ahead.
It's weird. I know. I know. Put the mask on yourself before you help others put theirs on. And here I am doing the exact opposite. So yeah, iMazing. They make cool stuff. They have a free app that you can download for your Mac, and it's called Silicon. So if you go to the iMazing website and just look at all of the downloads they have a free section. Download Silicon. When you run it, it will tell you what apps you have, and if they're running native or if they're requiring Rosetta. So that gives you another way to look and see what you have that might be a problem. Which brings us to my problem. Now, I knew this already because I just know how old my app is, but when I did my check with the System Report, sure enough, Coffitivity showed up in that list, and Silicon, it showed up in there too. The deal is that Coffitivity, being an Intel app, will not run when Rosetta's gone. And there is a website. The Coffitivity website is great, but it's a subscription website, so you can only use it for an hour a day without a subscription. That's not the problem for me. The problem is I don't want to have the app that's playing ambient coffee shop sound to help me concentrate and to help me not focus on the tinnitus thing. I want that to be running locally, so I'm never dependent on having an internet connection just to have this one little thing.
Right.
That's what the ancient version of Coffitivity gives me, and that's what I'm going to lose with macOS 27. So here's my call for help, dear listeners. What can I use that runs locally, does not require an internet connection, that replicates Coffitivity? I want my coffee shop background noise, and I want it to be local. So please, everyone, help me find the thing that does that.
That seems reasonable. I mean, I feel like there's a ton of stuff you could just download from Apple Music.
Yes, but I don't want to be running it in Apple Music because I might also want to be playing something in Apple Music with my background noise happening.
Fair point. All right.
But your suggestion is good.
I feel like that's a tough order in today's market, which is, everything streaming.
I agree, but we also have very resourceful people. And okay, here's another part of this. I think it would be really cool if we found the right answer through all of our context machine friends.
Yep.
As opposed to me having to shoot a message over to Mac Geek Gab and put their people on it.
Yeah. Yeah. Screw Mac Geek Gab. Come on, context machine listeners. Just kidding. Mac Geek Gab. I love you guys.
Yeah, me too. And I know that the Mac Geek Gab crew would be happy to help come up with the solution, but I want to start with our friends first.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, I happen to know that you have another show you need to record.
And I happen to know that you have an office manager, a dog, that really, really needs some attention.
Yeah. He's wanting his walk. I sent Jeff a photograph of Ichabod sticking his head between my ergo rest and my leg and looking at me, letting me know exactly what he feels about not walking.
I have never seen a dog look more forlorn in my entire life.
Yeah, that checks out. All right. Yeah. That's it for this week's Context Machine. If you have anything to comment on, add, or question, you can write us at contextmachinepodcast@gmail.com. Our bandwidth is provided by CacheFly. The bass is by Dr. Boom, recorded just for the show. By the way, I was thinking about Ricky. I miss Mr. Ricky.
I miss Ricky a lot. Ricky's so cool.
Yeah, I miss it.
Ricky's cool. Vern's cool. We've worked with so many cool people over the years.
Yeah, that's so true, man. So true. Anyway, that's it for this week.
And hey,
yeah. So you're going to tell us about Framer?
Except for me saying, Framer, thank you for being our sponsor.
Yeah, thanks very much. And on that note,
yeah, I was distracted by the forlorn dog. Sorry.